Welcome to the fourth episode of the CRE Advantage. My name is Charles Williams. I am the owner and managing member of Pioneer Realty Capital. We're certainly happy to have you here. If you've been viewing our podcast, you've been exposed to some valuable information, and today it's going to get even better because we have with us today Mr. Gene Pak. Gene is with Bank of Hope, and Gene, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Charles.
So Gene is a graduate of UCLA, where he studied business and economics there. Then after leaving UCLA, Gene began his career working with Payne Weber, Morgan Stanley, and Prudential Securities on the wealth management side, and he did that for about 9 years. And then after leaving that career, he decided to transition into commercial real estate, right?
Yes.
And so he worked for Marcus and Millichap, and then he owned his own commercial mortgage brokerage firm for a number of years. And then now he's in his 10th year at Bank of Hope.
Yes, sir.
So, and of course, with this varied background of experience, you've learned a lot about commercial real estate, finance, how to put deals together.
Yes.
And so I'm certain you can give us some valuable information.
Sure.
Another thing about Gene, he's transacted about $100 million in CRE transactions and $100 million in SBA transactions. So we're going to talk a little bit about the SBA side of the business because I think that's one of your specialties.
Sure.
There at Bank of Hope. And so you can give us a lot of valuable information, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Gene, tell us about Bank of Hope. Give us a little bit about your history, the history of the bank, what your focus is at the bank, and how your bank is positioned to help those who are looking for financing in commercial real estate.
Sure. Bank of Hope became Bank of Hope about 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a result of combine of 7 Korean American community banks,
Ah,
which has deep history of SBA loan production history.
okay.
And we became first Korean American regional bank in the nation. And now we're ranked number 84th largest bank in the nation. And as far as SBA loan production concerned, we're ranked number 12th in the nation.
Wow.
So we do quite a few of SBA loan production every year. And we help a lot of small and medium-sized business owners to achieve their goals in their business work.
Wow, that's amazing. So, Korean bank.
Yes.
But you don't just serve Korean people. You
No,
serve all
not at
people.
all, not at all. We serve a variety of ethnic groups, and
Right.
we cover nationwide. And we're the few lenders covering 50 states, all 50 states,
50
under
states.
SBA loan program.
Wow. So now, do you have branches in all 50 states?
No, we don't. We have branches, about 54 branches around the nation, mainly in West Coast, then Mid-South, then East Coast.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. But even though you're not in all 50 states, you're able to cover all 50 states with your various loan programs.
Yes, under our SBA loan programs, yes.
Well, that's very interesting. So would you say that your SBA loan programs, is that your niche? Is that the thing that kind of drives your business in the market, financial markets?
Oh, absolutely. We've been growing through the SBA loan production for the past 30 years. That's why I said we have deep roots of SBA loan history with our bank, all banks' history of 30 years, past 30 years.
So, Gene, tell me, what would you say is the Bank of Hope's niche, your lending niche? There has to be something that set you apart from
Sure.
other 7A lenders.
Sure. Our niche will be the product types. For example, business types and property types that we cover. We cover probably all of the business types and property types that major banks is not lending on. For example, hotel, motels, car wash, gas stations, coin laundry, you name it.
Wow.
We cover those all.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting because I know for a fact
Sure.
that a lot of banks, if you go to that bank and say, I want to finance a liquor store, even under the 7A program, they're going to be like,
Yes.
Now, what about a cannabis business?
Cannabis, it's now it's legal under state government,
Okay.
but it's still illegal under federal government. And
Right.
SBA loan is regulated by federal government,
Ah,
so we cannot lending on any cannabis-related business or tenant.
not yet.
Not yet.
I think that's going to change in the future. So now, you mentioned to me, and of course my experience with you,
Sure.
is that you guys tend to be very competitive when it comes to pricing your loans.
Sure.
What makes you competitive, or why would you say you're more competitive than other banks?
Like I said, the history we have with the SBA loan for the
Yeah.
last 30 years, and plus the lending niche that we have, our pricing is lower, anywhere between 50 to 175 basis points lower than usual 7A lenders around the nation.
So, Gene, for the benefit of our audience, I want to explain something that you just mentioned.
Sure.
You said basis points, and
Yes.
I know that some in our audience might know what a basis point is, and some may not. But to break this down in layman's term, and correct me if I'm incorrect, but you mentioned that a 0.5 or 50 basis points less.
Yeah,
So if the loan amount was 5%, then 50 basis points less would be 0.5%.
Yes,
less.
so it became 4.5% compared to 5%. If 50 basis point is same as 0.5% lower.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's how the basis point
Sure.
works out. If you have questions about that, write in the comments and I'll try to answer that or make it clearer for you with regards to that. So now, in terms of your business niche, we talked about some things, and I just want to recap. The things that set your bank apart is the fact that you can finance property types or businesses that most conventional lenders and even some SBA lenders won't touch.
Sure.
The liquor stores, the gas stations, the coin laundries, and so forth, like that. And then, of course, you have competitive pricing, and you have a broader appetite nationwide.
Sure.
So I can see why you guys are doing so well with SBA financing. You have a broad inventory of loan products for that.
Thank you. And we cover 50 states as well, nationwide. Even Alaska and Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
We'll cover those states as well.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we have variety of product type as well as the area coverage we're covering nationwide.
Wow, that is great. So, Gene, I know that your specialty is SBA lending.
Yes.
Tell me about SBA. What does SBA stand for?
SBA stands for Small Business Administration. So it's an agency of government, one of government bodies. And they're supporting all these small and medium-sized business owners. And the SBA department is encouraging correspondence banks to go out and give out more financing options for the small and medium-sized business owners.
Oh, okay. So, would you say that because of this loan program, the SBA loan program, you're able to extend credit to a small business on a more liberal basis?
Absolutely. We call it access to the capital.
Okay.
It'll be a lot easier for small and medium-sized business owners to access to the capital and get financing needs from our correspondence banks
Okay.
through the SBA loan program. Because government is supporting all these correspondence banks just in case if the loan goes bad, the federal government will be back up those correspondence banks. So correspondence banks will be feel more comfortable and go out and give financing option to the small business owners.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it's actually an excellent program
It is.
for small business owners. So if you're, for instance, a dentist or a doctor, those are the
Yes.
professional side,
Sure.
insurance agent, and you want a building for yourself,
Sure.
or maybe you're just wanting to acquire another business,
Sure.
those loans will be hard to get
Yes.
without the SBA program, right?
They'll be harder to get under conventional commercial loan.
Right.
But small business owners like who owns a liquor store, trying to buy the liquor store business only or with the building, or trying to buy a restaurant, or trying to buy on their own building, like dentists or any professional CPAs, lawyers, all these professionals, and plus mostly buying their own business slash and a building. Everything will be covered under SBA loan with the lesser capital injection requirement.
Wow.
So they'll be a lot easier for them to secure the financing with the lesser money.
Wow. Okay. So now there's kind of a, I guess in the markets, especially among borrowers, some people say that SBA loans are complicated, they're hard to get, they take a long time. Is that true, or is that just what people think?
That's just perception that all the borrowers think and misunderstood about SBA loans. Yes, SBA loan requires little more documentation than usual conventional commercial loan. But if the borrowers could get a help, like professional like yourself or lenders like us, we will hold their hand and walk through the SBA loan process. As far as the period of loan underwriting process, it's no different than conventional commercial loan. Anywhere between 30 to 45 days,
Right.
you should get done.
Right.
And documentation, yes, there's a little more documentation requirement, but like I said, we will help you walk through that, and professional like Charles will help you walk through that process. So I don't think it's any harder than getting a conventional loan compared to getting an SBA loan.
Yeah. I'll tell you about a transaction that Gene and I worked on together. I don't know if you remember, it's the Baymont Hotel over
Yes.
here in Dallas.
Yes.
It was a difficult project because we had to source the down payment,
Yes.
and it was a little bit complicated. But you remember how long it took us to close that loan from the time we apped it till we closed?
I think it was less than 3 weeks.
It was 17 days.
17 days.
17 days. We
Okay.
closed that
That's
loan in
surprising.
17 days. So
Yes.
now I would say I haven't had that experience with a lot of conventional loans, but we were able to close a SBA 7A loan with your institution in 17 days.
Sure.
So I would say we can be flexible on time. Would you say that?
Absolutely. That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So with regards to the SBA program, I understand the fact it's a government guaranteed program. It's designed to protect the bank against loss. It allows the lender to be more liberal
Sure.
with regards to their credit requirements, which enables small businesses and medium-sized businesses to gain access to capital that otherwise they may not have access to.
Sure. Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, what else about the SBA you might share with us that could help some of our people in our audience who may potentially be looking to expand their business, maybe buy a business, buy a franchise, or maybe own commercial real estate? What other information would you share with them?
Sure, absolutely. Small and medium-sized business owners, you will have a lot more options under SBA loan program to achieve your financial and business goals. SBA loan program covers anywhere between $350,000 up to $5 million, $6 million for our bank case, but up to $5 million loan amount. That gives you a lot of financing options that you could purchase your own liquor store business, coin laundry business, hotel, motel, car wash, you name it. Any type of business will cover that. Unless it's an illegal business, we can't cover it. But any type of profitable business that we will cover under SBA loan program. So business owners try to utilize with a lesser capital so you could achieve your financial and business goal down the road.
We closed $6.5 million deal in just 17 days, and it's only because of Pioneer Realty Capital. They are very professional, They are like with us all the time. Whenever we feel we need to contact them, they were just a click away. And I remember on the day of closing, Belia and Victoria was with us, and they were just right next to us. Whatever the information they needed, we were providing them, and everything was so smooth.
Well, we covered a lot of information today about SBA loans, 7A loans, 504 loans, but it was not comprehensive by any means. There's a lot that you can learn. So we want to invite you to continue to watch our podcast. If you have any specific questions about SBA 7A loans or 504 loans and how those deals are structured, please write that in the comment section. If you liked our broadcast today, as well as any of our podcasts, please hit that little like symbol. That shows us that what we're doing is actually working. And then, of course, we want to invite you to subscribe to our podcast. We're going to continue to try to have professionals in, our capital partners, to talk to us about our various loan programs so that we can help our audience to be in the best position to obtain a commercial real estate loan. So,
Sure.
Gene, I want to thank you for coming out all the way from California
Thank you.
to see us here. We look forward to doing more business with you,
Absolutely.
and hopefully we can have you back on the show in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
All right, no problem.
Thank you,
Thank you. And thank you, guys.
Thank you.